I think the new fiduciary rule is a long time in coming. Investors and clients simply don't understand the difference between the suitability standard of the brokerage and the fiduciary standard. For all intents and purposes, they assume that their best interest is being placed first. And that's simply not the reality. And this will dramatically change that reality in favor of the consumer. Unquestionably, the winners are going to be the public. I don't know if there are any losers. It certainly will be traumatic for some of the insurance industry and the brokerage and the investment advisory world. But across the board, I think we'll all be winners. The question is, how does this impact our business? I believe that it may impact it in terms of our relationship for managing pension plans and 401ks and rollouts. But at this stage, we're not making any changes because we don't know quite what the rule is yet. I believe the most controversial element from the perspective of the financial services world is a shift from rules-based to principles-based. And that's going to be very difficult for a lot of institutions. The suitability standard, the brokerage standard, is a rules standard. Check the boxes, and you check all the boxes, you're okay. Principles are much more amorphous. The example I use is the 10 Commandments. Those are principles-based. It's not like there's 20 feet of rules. So the difference is, under rules, the buck stops with the client. Principles, the buck's going to stop with the advisor. I don't see the new rule as leading to a slew of either class actions or litigation. Certainly it will change the nature of litigation because, again, the responsibility is going to be the advisor, no longer the client. But beyond that, I don't see any major changes. There's been a lot of objection from some of the participants in the financial services world, and most of it is noise and nonsense and confusion. They talk about individuals, small people not getting advice. Brokers don't give advice. So there's not going to be a loss of advice, so it will be an increase of real advice. The reality that individuals, again, will be protected. That's the whole reason the DOL came out with this. When I first heard about it, Phyllis Borsey explained that it's not a $2,000 IRA. There's trillions of dollars currently in pension plans managed by professionals under the highest fiduciary standard, ERISA, rolling into the Wild West. And that's been the concern, and this will hopefully address that concern. One of the issues that's discussed is this is potentially going to be really complicated legislation. And the answer is, yeah, it is. But it's because the regulators are attempting to make a fiduciary standard sort of fit within the typical brokerage environment. The easy solution would be to say IRAs are subject to ERISA. That would be a lot less complicated. So the complications come about from, in effect, pandering to the financial services world, not trying to protect the clients.